It's scary. It's deflating. It makes me furious, man. It makes me furious because you feel lonely and you feel helpless because you know you have to deal with this shit to make it in this business. And I got in this business because I was a funny kid. And then I found out what comedy was, and it ain't funny. And I'm like, it tricked me.
That's why I call my thing the marathon, because I'm not gonna lie and portray this ultimate poise like I've had it figured out. Nah, I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit. I went through every emotion. I went through every emotion with trying to pursue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I think that what gonna separate whoever's gonna try to go for something is that you ain't gonna quit. Unless, you're gonna really take the stance if I'm gonna die behind what I'm getting at right now.
A lot of times, people don't get their flowers till they're dead. Like, that's usually how it is. You don't appreciate things for how good they are until they're gone.
I'm now stopping again and assessing what is that next level and how much of the game. Because I really do believe now. I don't even believe. I know now through my experiences, the game is a lie. Welcome back, beautiful people. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. You too can be beautiful people. All you have to do is hit the subscribe. Come back next week, leave a comment, hit the like button. You guys know how this stuff goes. We're fighting Mr. Algorithm, but we don't like to beg over here. Like, I had a bunch of good shows as normal, but what's happening to me more right now in the world of comedy is like, I've hit this plateau. You hear, like I talk about on the podcast all the time. It's time to like expand the horizons, bro. But even having conversations with you earlier today with one of my right-hand men, like Brown Table, my Brown Table people.
Did you say Brown Table?
Well, it's melanin mostly, but there's some.
I heard Brown, but no,
not my Brown Table, but my Round Table. Brown Table sounds like a gay porno or something. Hey, yo.
Your mind is fucked, bro.
Bro, Brown Table?
Brown Table? Like,
Brown Table sounds gay as fuck.
How?
Nigga.
You have a brown table right here.
Yo.
This is all of us on the gay table? You're the one with the fruity banana table. Hey, yo, this guy's got a banana table. This guy's got a Twinkie brown table.
Oh, yo. It's Brown Table 10. It's Brown Table, the trial of Diddy. It's just what the hell are we talking about?
You were talking about the scene and leaving, expanding your horizon.
Oh yeah, bro.
Sailing out to sea.
This is a terrible episode. Anyways, like I know it's time. I don't even know what the fuck I was trying to say, bro.
Just do it.
I don't know. Just fucking follow your dreams, and when it gets tough, like get through it. It's not even tough right now. This is what I'm trying. Like again, this is an honest, in-depth look at a comedian on the come up, right? Like that's what I want this whole podcast to be. That's what it has been. So that's why I'm kind of bringing my introspective mind process and externalizing here, because there's fucking people here that are going through the same struggles, bro. It's like at this point, I plateaued in terms of what there is to do in Canada. Sure, I can travel more and do a Canadian tour, which to me, honestly, is not that big of a deal. It's not, I have to go to Newfoundland. Like, sure, maybe one day just to fucking do it, but that's really not where I see I'm needed or wanting to go. I need to go West Coast 100%. Like, I haven't really touched Vancouver. So as I'm talking about going into the States and all this shit, like that's a must. And now realizing just how many connects I have everywhere, bro. All these things are now having to not be a thing that I say and just being things that I do. You know what I mean? And I've gotten to this place where like it's like push is coming to shove. And I haven't been here in a while. It's a good place because every time I get here, it's like when you plateau, that just means you're either getting ready to ascend or descend. And I don't descend. That's not what I do. I haven't done that at all in my comedy career. I've plateaued for a while. I've stayed stagnant for a while. And then through that, like the lessons come like hard and fast, pause, and you just...
You would like hard and fast lessons.
This show is over. And eventually what once was like a long plateaued period ends up becoming, holy fuck, I've just launched into another stratosphere. That's what it feels like is happening now, because I've really maximized most of what I can. I've checked most of the boxes off. I just for laughs credit means nothing to me. I'm done jumping through the hoops to have a festival validate what I've already had validated by audiences, peers, and opportunities. I've also had Just for Laughs reach out to me. So I'm not coming from a place of, oh, I can't get it. They've literally said you're in the short list for this year. Can you give us this and this and this? And I'm just not jumping through fucking hoops. You know? So if I'm not willing to do that, then it's created a lot, not more, but different challenges that I wasn't aware of or even thought of when I first got in. Because when I first got in, I thought the like, this is the pathway in Canadian comedy, and then this is how I get to the States. It's like, when realistically, at the beginning of my comedy career, I could have just walked across the border whenever I wanted to. I could do that right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, don't be so in your head. Just kind of try and go with the flow. But then eventually, I think it has to be balance. You know? You have to be in your head at some point. So I've been very much going with the flow for the last for the last year or so. Like, the last 2 years have been ebbs and flows of like really thinking on shit and then like doing it. Like, adding you to the fold, having you on as a producer has increased my productivity, our clips, our channels looking good, all this stuff. But now it's like the whole challenge of, okay, now we figured out what we look and sound like online. Now we need more. It's like the whole fucking goalpost being shifted. Every time you accomplish one thing, which is a good thing, more is needed to get to the next level. But it's like, I'm now stopping again and assessing what is that next level and how much of the game. Because I really do believe now. I don't even believe. I know now through my experiences, the game is a lie. You don't have to play any of it. Like Just for Laughs is an example. All the Canadian comedians are just now having their eyes, like, for the first time, using their eyes. Because Just for Laughs isn't around this year. So they're like, oh, let me get my work visa. Let me get my permit. Let me get my green card so I can go to the States. Whereas, like, nigga, you could have done that from day one. It took Just for Laughs shutting down for people to see and start looking at other avenues. Whereas, like, those avenues were already here for us. So, you know, I'm still working on getting the F out of here. That's obviously the goal. I still very much feel like there is a pathway out through Canada as opposed to just having to go to the States and this is the way, like, but what that looks like and how that gels with me being an anti-meme guy and anti-algorithm guy, but now the algorithm is like playing games, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, if you're anti-algorithm, the algorithm's anti-you.
Correct. Good point. But yeah, I'm just trying to be honest about it. So, you know, maybe we start experimenting more with like different comedy videos and shit. And again, I know the things I need to do. I know I need comedy clips. I have them out the wazoo. I'm an actual hilarious comedian. I'm not just a podcaster.
How about I challenge you to put one up at the start of this episode?
All right, I'll do that. That's not a big deal. I have a bunch loaded up.
Then do it.
I can't say that. I do care. I just don't like the system. I think because everybody is doing it the way it's supposed to be done, this is the way it is. But how about the outliers that have made it on the, like, forging their own path? Are those not the most successful people realistically? And the people that are following the pathway to success are following a pathway to a certain type of success.
Yes.
Like, I'm seeing people around me who have started early or after me, like like comics who have been in the game lesser than me.
Yeah.
To fucking shoot way past me in terms of perceived like success.
Yeah.
Credits and TV roles and all this shit, which like I actively avoid. But perception is a lot of the game to most people. So because I've avoided TV, is like, And that's why I also kind of avoided doing the whole villain character online for so long, because I'm aware, bro. I'm aware of perception. Is that because when you start talking shit about the game, but you're not actively participating in it, it's very easy for people to point at you and be like, that's a bitter nigga right there. That person's just bitter, or because he was shut out. But I haven't been shut out. I'm just not vocal about the stuff that I've been given plenty of opportunity to enter the mainstream space. I've been in the Canadian comedy scene for 13 years. Trust me, I've had people like stupid little things, from like show opportunities to acting opportunities to like festival opportunities. They asked me to go on like flipping The Family Feud.
Really?
Could you ever see me on The Family Feud, bro?
Like the host, or like you and your family?
Not to host, but like me and my family. They reached out to me. I'm like, and they see my content. But they still like I'm in the scene.
I would destroy a Family Feud.
Yeah, but that's fair enough. But me, bro, comedically, who the fuck? I have Patrice O'Neal on my wall.
Yeah.
I'm on some Family Feud. Like, what the fuck, bro? I'll slip my wrist before I do some shit like that.
Then don't.
Like, well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't.
Yeah.
But like, perception is a lot of the game.
Okay, but here's another thing. You're talking about all these trailblazers, right? It takes a lot of work to blaze a trail.
Does it really? Because sometimes it just takes dying.
Yeah,
Patrice was a trailblazer, but what is he known for that before he died? Maybe to real comic fans, but to the mainstream, it wasn't until he died that, oh my God, Patrice was a genius. I would love to hear his take on stuff now.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. And then they go back and watch that Fox News thing where he's defending comedy and freedom of speech and all that.
It's funny. This is the thing. I don't know her, but I'm assuming that she has nothing to do with funny. So I'm gonna speak as the expert on funny. Funny people should just be left to trying to be funny.
What if they're not funny?
Then you made a mistake. But how many times has how many unfunny rape jokes lead to rape? Like,
I don't know how many jokes about rape there are.
there's a lot. But your world is not funny. Your world is next on the big story. My world is people trying to be funny.
Well, I mean, you think it's okay to try to make jokes about rape?
I'm diabetic. I make fun of that. I'm a victim. I might lose a toe. But I'm trying to make fun of. I'm trying to make fun of anything I think I can make fun of.
Sonia?
You know, what's happening now is the marketplace is deciding what's appropriate or what's not appropriate. I think the nation is just tired. There's a new mood in the nation.
What nation?
The nation. You know what? We're tired of things that
is
are just
the nation is paper and you? I'm not the nation. I'm just speaking for me and funny. You're speaking for the nation, or are you speaking for...
Yeah, you know why? Because I remember 6 years ago doing something against Anthony Openy because they were just so outrageous, and their violent images that they put out to women was just uncalled for. And now I think people...
You think they were trying to be funny?
I think now people in this country...
Do you think they were trying to be funny?
Tired. You know what? I don't care if they're trying to be funny.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you in that business?
I've been to your show once, and it wasn't very funny being a woman.
It was
in your
hilarious.
Show, when you talked about...
That's why she doesn't like me. I was in the paper with her, and the joke is hilarious, called The Angry Pirate. And the lady who wrote it in her outrage didn't even know what it meant, and anybody who read it laughed, because they know what funny... You're not living in the context of funny. You're living in the context of fired.
Have every right to be as funny as they want. They can go out and try to be as funny as they want, make as much money being as funny as they want. This is what's happening. There is a change in this country. People are realizing they have an opportunity to speak out, and advertisers are listening. Radio stations are listening.
Sonia,
you're not talking to who I talk to.
And you're not going to get paid as much money anymore.
Sonia and Patrice,
that's
look
what
at
it
this.
is. The marketplace
More
is
CBS
speaking.
radio firings. They've been on a tear lately.
All right.
Are they cleaning house, or is this the PC cops run amok?
You know what it is, John. You know what it is while you're reading that paper. It's the PC cops run amok.
Well, you think
Who's
she's a
the PC
PC cop?
Of course she is. She has an entire encyclopedia of her stance on it, but it's no passion involved. It's not a real... This is just what she has to say. We are outraged and fired and fired and fired. Name calling. I'm outraged. I am outraged.
You should be outraged.
I am a fool. Now, if I called you a fool,
You know what? People are feeling a new sense of entitlement.
Who are these
to
people
decency in this country?
Who are the people?
A new
How can
sense
you,
of entitlement
Patrice?
to
Here's my question. How can you justify a bad joke, a joke that isn't funny? Oh, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
that isn't funny, doesn't get any laughs, and is about raping the first black woman to ever become the Secretary of State of the United
Don't
States.
throw that at me.
Well, why not?
The attempt is what I'm trying to fight for. The joke funny jokes and unfunny jokes are come out of the same birth. That you don't know if anything is going to be funny. You should attempt to be able to make anything funny.
Don't you think a joke about rape is doomed to be not funny?
It's possible, but I've heard them.
You've heard a funny rape joke?
I say a couple. Watch my HBO special. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, Patrice says that if you're having sex with a woman, doggy style, and if you hit her in the head just the right time.
No, it's ejaculate in her eye and kick her in the shin, and she walks around like, arg! It's the angry pirate. That's what she was trying to say.
A violent act of hitting her in the back of her head, her body.
It's called the donkey punch.
Which will then.
Why are you laughing? She's outraged. It's called the donkey punch. It's whole humor that she has no clue what it is.
We have the same problem that Opie and Anthony does. You can't say just anything on the air.
You can say anything you want. It might not be funny. You might get in trouble for it, but you should be able to be attempting. And plus, when is a crazy bum going to get an opportunity to rape the president? If the president's wife, John? It was trying to be funny.
All right, Patrice.
It's like to me, the actual Patrice O'Neal, for me, that makes the most impact in my life is the Opie and Anthony tapes, where it like, aside from him being the most amazing comedian to me, it's the game that he kicked back. And for me to be a comedian, how do I not then in turn understand why he was the way he was? Because I'm actually not Patrice to the sense where I'm bitter or I'm like, I give off this shitty vibe like he always talked about on sets or whatever. I'm very friendly. Bro, I did a show at the Scarborough show and people were tagging me and shit. This is the type of person that just makes the world better by being in it. And I'm not saying this to big up an ego. I could give a fuck about that shit. But that's the type of person that I actually am.
Yeah.
Patrice was a curmudgeon. His words.
Yeah.
He's like, I wish I could play the game. I know that I actually could play the game.
Yeah.
But now I really understand because it's not my nature to be fake. And as much as I tried, it was more damaging to me internally to be fake and play this game to get something out of it that, like, realistically I don't give a fuck about, but which is the fame and all that shit. I don't care about fame, bro. I would love to reach a wider audience. I would love for our YouTube platform to have a fucking tens of thousands, a million fucking followers and all that shit. Yeah. And I do believe that we can get there, absolutely. But I know that we would get there faster. Would I be playing this fake bullshit? And the majority of people are happy to play the fake bullshit because they have families, they have whatever the fuck, you know, like, and they're just more willing to. I'm a single black male, you know what I mean, without kids.
Yep.
Like, I really have the world in front of me, and I have every reason to be doing some of this fuckery that these niggas around me are doing, fucking selling products to my fans and shit, like, buy this fucking thing. And then selling out my shows because of it, or putting up memes every week, and then that catching an audience. But is that really the audience I want? I don't like. I've gone down the avenues of trying. I've gone down the avenues of actually seeing results from some of these things, and it's just not in my heart to be fake. And that's not to say that everybody doing these things is being fake, because I think they're actually being true to themselves. When I say I'm being fake to myself. I'm going against my nature. It feels fake for me to do a lot of the things that a lot of these people find comfortable, like are comfortable doing.
Yeah, well, as you're saying, it might be in their nature to do those things.
Yeah, bro. But it's weird because I guess when I started comedy too, like, I thought that would be the path for me, especially knowing how fucking funny I am, and especially now having proved. On an undeniable scale around me. Now I just have to go out into the world and prove that. You know what I mean? I get that, but it's like it's so fake. I can succeed easily in this fake shit, but it's like, do I have to die before the people around me are like, yo, check out all these clips and shit? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's sometimes, I'm not saying that you should die, but like a lot of times people don't get their flowers till they're dead. Like, that's usually how it is. You don't appreciate things for how good they are until they're gone.
I have a theory about that. I actually don't believe that fully. And this is based off my own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that are plugged into the game already. Like my some of my close friends in the comedy game are like on network TV. And they're telling me it's exactly what I'm talking about. and one of my homies, a black comedian who's in the game,
Yes.
literally he was like, I was at a dinner one night for some fucking network shit. And I'm sitting at a table with the mayor and all these other black people. And I'm just like, damn, they got me.
Boule ass nigga.
He felt like a token. Damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you look at the shit that they give him token shit. If you look at the black people on TV in Canada, they all got a sad immigrant story, or they're gay, or like, you know, they got some sort of struggles. They're not just, or like they really placate to the white, which is another funny part for me, because the majority of the audiences that I play for in Canada are white. What choice do I have? Like there's the black rooms in Canada that I'm very familiar with,
Yep.
and the areas, but the majority of comedy audiences in Canada are white, and I'm making them piss their pants. Old people, young people, male, female, gay, straight, crushing with everybody. Black, white, Asian, doesn't even fucking matter. But why isn't that represented? I have to be fake to get on that platform for them to. It's like, and then there's this statement of do what you have to do so that you can do what you want to do eventually. But I feel like these are traps. I feel like these are what we're told so that we fucking bow down to the system that's already in place. And I just don't feel like I'm on this earth to do that shit. So Nipsey, man, R.I.P. Nipsey. Because it truly is a marathon. I am further now from where I started and closer to where I want to be. So it doesn't even make sense to turn around. And that was never even in my thought process. But like now, it's like I have more knowledge now, but also the skill level is beyond where I even imagined it could be. And I knew that it was limitless. So can you imagine where I'm, and to know that I'm still getting better every day, every set. But the game is not about skill. It's not about that. It's about fakery. It's about how much fake shit do you want to put up with? How many fake people do you want to shake hands with? How many fake industry gigs do you want to go through? How many fake things to get this perceived or to get this built idea of success? I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Once again, the Patreon is launched. If you do want to watch my comedy special right now, you can do so. It's only $10 and you can get it as part of the subscription fee. So like if you subscribe to the Patreon, you can get it that way, or you can just buy it outright for $10 that way. Once again, for transparency, I will release the comedy special for free on the YouTube once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So you can also just hit the subscriber button and just do that. You can support that way, whichever way you want to support. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that. I don't necessarily use it the way everybody else does, but I'm there if you want to find me. AKA Black Zeus is the person to find on those platforms.